Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Pujil Gulati from Baby Bloom IVF and Maternity Clinic, Gurgaon and Rohtak. Today, as we planned, that we are going to talk about vaginal infections during pregnancy and IVF. Actually, these two topics are very much separate, but I merged them together because in Baby Bloom IVF, we not only take care about your concerns to get pregnant, but also navigate you through your entire pregnancy to give you a healthy baby in your lap. So I'm sure my previous patients and my patients who are ongoing IVF with us would relate to this much better. If you've had or if you're planning for an IVF, it is always recommended that you undergo a period of preparation for IVF. That may be lifestyle modification, increasing the intake of water in your normal diet, and making dietary changes, which are, of course, not overnight. But of course, you can do all this in a periconceptional period. Now, coming to what we should do and how actually vaginal infections affect IVF as well as pregnancy. Well, there are a few vaginal infections which are very common. One is bacterial vaginosis. The other is group B streptococcus infections and trichomoniasis. Now, these infections are very common to be seen. It is very important that we actually identify when you should visit your doctor for this. The general signs are itching, grayish discharge from your vagina, and the itching can be, even in your inner thighs, in and around your vagina, and sometimes it is accompanied by uh, painful urination. Urination means जब आप पेशाब करने जाते हैं, then patient बोलता है कि मैम मेरे को नीचे पेशाब वाली जगह पे पेन होता है या पेशाब रुक रुक के आता है, या इवन इफ आई एम ट्राइंग टू यूरिनेट, पेशेंट्स बोलते हैं कि हम यूरिन जा नहीं पाते, वी आर अनएबल टू urinate in a flow. So this can be a sign of vaginal infection or even urinary infection. So it is very important first to know that आपको infection कहाँ है, and it is also very important to know कि if you are pregnant, your chances to get vaginal infection increases considerably because the pH of your vagina changes during pregnancy because of all the hormone changes which take place in your body. Even urinary infections are higher in patients who are pregnant. Patients who are preparing for IVF also have a altered pH in their vagina because of all the hormonal treatment that they take during the preparatory phase. So, good preparation for an IVF cycle is very necessary to actually save you from all the side effects of IVF, of vaginal infection or urinary infection during the IVF or pregnancy. Now, I'm getting a question that what are the common types of vaginal infection? Well, in the beginning of my talk, I had mentioned that the most common vaginal infections are bacterial vaginosis, group B streptococcus, and trichomoniasis. Now, all these are common infections, and there's another infection which is a yeast infection which takes place in 75% of the cases, and that is because the sugar content in your vaginal discharge is very high because of the changes of pregnancy. So the protein is high, the sugar is high in the vaginal discharge, so you get very much inclined to get bacterial infections. Well, this is a very good question, how to check pH levels. There's a litmus paper test for that. And generally, we do not test the pH as such in pregnancy because we know that there is an alternation of pH during the pregnancy. Now, if your wife, okay, someone is asking me if their wife has pain during urination, anything to worry about? Yes, pain in urination can mean vaginal infection or urinary infection. So for this, you have to, first of all, increase your water intake. And 8 to 10 glasses of water are the minimum water intake that you should take during your pregnancy. You can also undergo a urine routine test in which we find if there are increased number of pus cells, or a urine culture test, and a vaginal swab in which we find out if there is any infection in your vagina. Um, if there is sometimes vaginal infections can go by themselves and there's nothing to worry about, but sometimes if the vaginal infections are long standing and the patient is diabetic, it is always advised that you quickly show your doctor and take treatment for the same. uh, Do you suggest waiting for a bacterial infection to go on its own? Well, no, in pregnancy, I do not suggest. You should always take an opinion from your doctor because you're carrying pregnancy, and of course, a long standing infection in your vagina may cause effects on the baby. So we always suggest that, okay, fine, if it's a mild kind of infection, we generally also do not give any kind of antibiotics very easily. But if we see if it's a long-standing infection and it's a severe infection and there are predisposing factors, then of course, let your doctor decide whether the medication should be started or not. What are the dangers of premature birth? Now, of course, this question, how it has come, the side effect of vaginal infection is, of course, premature birth in extreme cases. Premature birth means if the woman goes into labor before the ninth month. So the baby which is born is generally premature. Now, this prematurity is decided on the month of the baby is born. In case the premature baby is like at a very early stage of 6 months, the complications can be very disastrous, and the baby has to stay. The baby is low birth weight, the immunity is low, the baby doesn't have a very developed liver, and it develops a high level of bilirubin, and it lands with jaundice and even different kind of retinopathies or complications in your eye and neural defects or nerve defects. So this is a topic which has to be discussed separately, but it has very very serious implications. But if the premature birth is around 8th to ninth month or in between, generally we do not see any kind of effects on the baby. What are the effects of vaginal infection on pregnancy? This is a very important question. It depends ki when we got the vaginal infection. If you have conceived naturally, first 3 months generally the side effects is spontaneous abortion, or and after that, of course, low birth weight and premature delivery are the few things that I would want to stress on. Um, How does vaginal infection affect IVF? See, this is a very, very broad topic which has to be discussed. But I brought it in today because there are a lot of multiple studies, which have been done, and none of them are very conclusive. But overall, it is said that vaginal infection, if it is, see, we all have vagina in some kind of natural bacteria in our vagina. The natural bacteria in our vagina do not cause any kind of effect on the IVF. But even yeast infections, generally it is said that does not cause any kind of or just yeast मतलब जो candidiasis एक common infection होता है, does not cause any kind of effect on the embryo transfer. But if the infection is very severe and it can contaminate the oocytes which we withdraw, in that case, of course, vaginal infections are very, they are things that we have to be worried about. A patient who has recurrent history of vaginal infections can undergo a course of antibiotics even before they plan for an IVF. My wife has yeast infection. Should I cancel the embryo transfer? So this is something that I just spoke about, that candidiasis infection generally occurs in 75% of the ladies during, whenever we diagnose any kind of vaginal infection. Studies say that it does not have any kind of role, but if the patient has an abnormal sugar level, of course, that does affect the result of an embryo transfer. Any predisposing factor does affect the outcome of the embryo transfer. Generally, we know we do not cancel the embryo transfer, and we start medications before we plan the embryo transfer. And it's a very simple course which a lady can undergo, and we can plan the embryo transfer after that. Can vaginal infections be healed with cleaning liquids like we care? Okay, vaginal care. Okay, fine, and also shown in advertisement these days. Well, yes, they cannot be cured, but for sure they can be avoided because they are washes which have a very good pH balance and they do not disturb your normal vaginal flora. But mm, you should again let your doctor decide if how severe is your infection and whether you should go in for an antibiotic or not. It is very much, but there are few things that I would like to add today for personal hygiene. One thing is that you must always keep your vagina very dry, like every other body part. Even our vagina and our private parts need care, and they have to be kept away from infection. So keep it dry. Always wipe from front to back. Once you have taken bath, do not, or you have had a swimming session, do not let the personal area be wet. You can reduce your sugar intake and practice responsible sex. That means if your partner is having infection, please use condoms. Wear loose underwear, and do not wear very tight pants, and let your private part be aerated. Even if you're going for an IVF cycle, we would recommend all these things to be taken care of. If you use lubricant during sex, it is very important that you use water-based lubricants so that they are easily absorbed and washed out from your vagina without changing the pH or causing any conductive infection. Now, why do 70% of newborn babies suffer from jaundice? This is a very, very common thing, and it is generally called as physiological jaundice. It generally occurs once the baby starts drinking milk from the mother's breast because everything is the body is adapting to the digestion. So this is very normal, and it comes to normal after 4 5 days. So there's nothing much to worry about it. A patient who is unaware of vaginal infection can have sex. How harmful is it both to partners? देखिए, vaginal infection, थोड़ा बहुत mild vaginal infection to moderate vaginal infection goes back, even goes unnoticed and even gets treated by its own. But mm, the few things that I told you, that the water intake, you have to keep yourself hydrated. Then you have to reduce your sugar intake, drink a lot of water, use condoms, and don't infect each other. And that is all that you can do. Generally, in a span of 2 weeks, vaginal infection becomes milder and even wards off. How can I avoid vaginal infection? This is something that I just told you again, that you should take care of your vaginal hygiene, and you may use all those products which are advertised, like We Care, We Heal. These vaginal products should be taken after you talk to your doctor. They generally protect the pH of your vagina, and you should keep your vagina dry. And hamesha, once you visit the toilet or urinate, you must clean your urethra, or the area where you actually pass urine from, and the wipe should be from front to back. You should not take too much of sugar and drink at least 10 glasses of water every day. I am pregnant and I have feeling of heaviness in the lower vagina. See, lower vagina and your labia are two parts which become extremely, the blood flow is extremely high because the body is trying to cater to all the new needs of the baby that you are carrying. This not only sometimes increases your libido, but always, gives you a feeling of heaviness, because all the veins and the vessels there are obstruct. The baby's weight is trying to obstruct it, and वैसे भी the blood flow has increased so much. So this is a very, very natural feeling to have, and it's very common. So I hope you enjoyed the session today. There are a few things that I would like to tell you before I close. One thing, generally, na vaginal infection, ना यूरिन इन्फेक्शन हमारे इस प्रोसेस को, आईवीएफ को या प्रेगनेंसी को कॉम्प्लिकेट करते हैं अगर ये माइल्ड होते हैं तो, और उसमें ऐसी कोई घबराने की बात नहीं होती है. देयर इज नथिंग टू गेट वरीड इफ यू हैव हैड अ यूरिन और अ vaginal infection, and you should understand that generally they have no side effect, but severity of anything can cause complications. Hence, it is very important that whenever you have any signs and symptoms, they may be even normal signs and symptoms of your pregnancy, but it is always advised that you should tell your doctor about all your symptoms, so that the doctor can help you, and let the doctor decide whether it is mild or severe and what kind of medication you should take. Even if your symptoms are normal, as I said, and as I made it clear, that feeling of heaviness there is very normal. You should discuss it with your doctor, because you don't know what's happening down there. So it's always good to discuss it with your doctor. Now, there's one point which we could not discuss, is that how far can urine infection go? See, when we are pregnant, the urine infections are also high, because there's something known as vesicourethral reflux. That means that the urine goes back, a part of urine goes back into the urethra and even touches the kidney sometimes. So the infection rates are very high, and it can flare up into even if infection in your kidneys, which may land up with sepsis. This is extremely, extremely rare, but in cases where there is recurrent neglect, and patients, because I've just told you that there's increased amount of protein and protein and sugar in your urine, and there is residual volume, means the urine does not come out completely from the urinary bag during your pregnancy because of the weight of the baby and all those hormonal changes taking place. We all are much more we are much more in danger to have infection, which are generally harmless but can get complicated into a kidney infection. So please go to your antenatal visits regularly. Please discuss even the smallest thing with your doctor regularly, and note down all the points that you want to talk to your doctor whenever you go to visit your doctor. I hope today's session has enlightened you and can help you for your day-to-day queries about vaginal infection and urinary infection. My C of note is, please drink a lot of water, keep yourself hydrated, reduce your sugar intake, keep a healthy lifestyle. General walking does not cause any kind of risk to your pregnancy, unless and until you are having some kind of very severe complication. Please discuss it with your doctor, because pregnancy is a journey which has to be enjoyed, and it is definitely not a disease. With that, I would like to tell you that we'll be available on next Saturday at 3:30 to discuss our next interesting topic at Baby Bloom IVF and Maternity Clinic, Gurgaon and Rohtak. If you have any queries, you may drop in your messages on our Facebook page, or even your queries on our website. I thank you very much for listening to us, and I hope that you have a great week ahead.